Comment time! Mr. X-Man 490 writes, Zeus sucks? Well, Jupiter is basically Zeus, but you still said they all suck. Look, X-Man, I think Greco-Roman mythology has a lot of fun stories in it, but if you want to get right down to it, I think Zeus and a whole lot of other gods are crotch punchers. They do, like, terrible things to each other, man. I mean, Zeus is more than just a crotch puncher, he's a crotch remover. I mostly just feel sorry for the ancient Grecians because they worshipped some serious jerks. And I only said Jupiter so I could tie it in humorously with the following question, to which I could also respond, Jupiter. I'm glad we could clear that up. Now one more thing. People are continuing to express general distress for not having their questions answered. I feel like I said this already, but just because I didn't answer your question doesn't mean I have a personal vendetta against you, or that you should feel down. Although it probably means that I found your question to be non-lucrative for creative retorts, or too self-referential, e.g., why won't you answer this question, or just too overdone, like any question about other Griff. Look at all the questions about me! Everyone must love me! Don't fool yourself, Other Griff. They're just fascinated by you, like some kind of grotesque science experiment. Love has nothing to do with it. Yeah, sure. Yeah. How many girls watch this show again? I don't know, dude. Like 5 or something? Really? That's kind of lame, dude. Why so few? I can come up with 3 reasons. Y-O-U. Good afternoon, Buttkickers. It's April 7, the 97th day of 2011, which means that 42 years ago today, with the publication of RFC1, the Internet was born. Can you feel the impetus of this day? I mean, sure, it's a symbolic birth for a couple of reasons. The first being that the Internet wasn't conceived or pushed out of a womb. The second being that the Internet was an idea and a highly limited service for a while before April 7, 1969. Nevertheless, it's pretty cool to celebrate the birthday of something like the Internet. I mean, think about how intrinsic the Internet is to your daily lives. If you're anything like me, you use it to communicate, to be educated, to be entertained, to be informed, and for 3 to 4.5 minutes a day, you use it to kick butt. If you lose internet, and I'm sure this has happened to you, you become deeply acquainted with a feeling of desperate isolation, so potent that you experience life in a sweaty haze until you can get the internet back on. It's very true, and it's kind of pathetic. I mean, all the non-entertainment services provided me, water, electricity, waste management, etc., are all more important to my life, and yet for some reason I don't feel this sort of pulling want for them every day. Maybe it's just because they're reliable and they're so deeply tied to our daily lives that we don't even think about it. As long as my roomies and I continue to pay for them, we'll receive those services with little to no complication. The internet, however, is this big question mark. It lulls you into this false sense of security, so that just the moment you begin to forget the internet's tendency to be flighty, it goes away, and all of its bawdy, gaudy, tawdry delights go with it. I really wish the internet was less of a fair-weather friend. I mean, heck, I'm wishing it a happy birthday today. Although maybe the problem is me. I mean, look at this. I'm expounding melodramatically on something as undeserving of melodrama as the internet. Maybe I should just swear off the internet for a few days, because, I mean, goodness knows it makes me less productive. I sink hours of my week into surfing the web, watching YouTube videos, strolling aimlessly on Wikipedia, catching up on video game news, the list goes on and on. I guess the internet is an important, if only semi-reliable resource for us, and a source of escape, and it can be and should be used for those applications, but in moderation. I'm going to go ahead and let you butt-kickers comment on the irony of a web show speaking ill of the very web in which it is rooted. And that whole thing about going a few days without internet, well, I guess that's going to have to wait till 2012, won't it? Until tomorrow, I'm Griff, and I'm still talking.